This is an adult bull shark. Fast, fierce, and armed quite literally to the teeth, she has little to fear here in the Gulf. The muscular marvel confidently moves through its watery world. The predator's 350 fearsome teeth are put on full display. Exhibiting behavior more common to a thresher shark, this bull makes creative use of her powerful tail. The bull's speed is astounding for a large marine predator. A breaching shark is a rare and calorie-intensive spectacle. While it is well known that sharks feed on mollusks, fish, and seals, less distinct is their propensity to feed on food. It must be emphasized that this sort of targeted violence is quite unusual for a shark.
That shark needs a good whack on their nose. Go get him, Chad. How you doing there, shark? I ain't waiting no more. I catch me this shark myself. Ho ho! Look at them teeth! Ooh, she gonna make quite a mantelpiece. Got us some dinner coming, boys. Let's get her up on deck, huh?
A famous big-game hunter once posited that after an animal had tasted human flesh, it forsakes its natural prey in a deadly single-minded search for the most dangerous game. The rapacious rover is always swimming, searching for anything to satisfy the gluttony that is their defining. The bull retreats to the grotto for refuge and quiet reflection. I have one of those new pop-up tub stoppers at home, and let me tell you, those things are just a magnet for hair and debris. The sea wolf remains acutely aware of anything that might constitute food. Is a freshwater fish currently found throughout the Great Lakes region, so I have no idea what it's doing here. This protein supplement has 0 additives, so the shark doesn't have to worry about hidden artificial colors or flavors. A clock would hardly be the strangest thing ever retrieved from a crocodile's mouth. No one knows how long a shark can live out of water. If this one doesn't return to the sea, she'll eventually find out. Mutagen 23 is certainly heating up the evolutionary arms race. Remember, if you find yourself hard aground, the best thing to do is stay with your canoe and die the death of an honorable seaman. The solitary hunter stumbles upon another source of nourishment. I used to buy Sunshine sunscreen until I read it contains 7 hormone-disrupting chemicals and palm oil. This mineral supplement wouldn't be necessary if this shark ate a more nutritious, well-balanced diet. While adorable, these soft-stuff mascots don't provide much in the way of nutrition. If the shark wants to avoid intestinal injury, she will return to the water. Supercharged with gene-altering mutagens, the shark now has an asymmetric edge on the competition. Some sharks are scavengers, indiscriminately consuming anything that's vaguely edible. Someone should have taken a gun safety class. In spite of their reputations as wrestlers, alligators haven't mastered the new... Rising sea levels have made once unreachable corners of the bayou accessible. Some shark species practice cannibalism in utero. Tell what may be found in a shark's stomach. It's truly the ocean's garbage. The overhunting of Fawtick's keystone predators has led to a superabundance of catfish, which is just fine by local bully Rosie the alligator. If a group of consenting adults wants to perform cryptic rites to shadow forth the prophecy of the great old ones, who am I to judge? Caviar Key features painted sails, a luxury 5-star resort built over the remains of Tunamacha, a pre-Columbian city that was once host to the most advanced civilization in ancient America. Even for sharks, it's important to create personal time for sober self-reflection.
Save yourselves!
Over the course of a bull shark's life, it will ingest quite a broad assortment of flotsam and jetsam. Hunger is a driving force for the bull shark. Not really a gourmand, the bull shark eats just about anything. Prosperity Sands features. Port Clovis considered removing these naval mines after the war, but the city had already spent its annual budget booking a nickelback cover band for the 4th of July. Every summer, Port Clovis plays host to the Megasonic Electro Carnival, giving a real boost to the local Indiana industry. This shark understands that she needs to eat essential minerals to stay healthy and grow. Pulling off a successful casino heist is made even harder when you drive off the road into the ocean and drown. After the end of the tiki craze, bar owners toss their Polynesian-inspired decor into the Gulf, where their kitschy charm is completely lost on native marine life. Golden Shores was built as vacation residences for wealthy out-of-towners, with spectacular ocean views, private beach access, and a gate to keep out the... Upon using this medication, if you experience priapism, do not attempt to improvise your own surgical shot. Quite a strange conglomeration of stuff will end up in the stomachs of sharks. Lacking sufficient sand or protective dunes, heavily developed areas risk great danger from hurricanes and tropical storms. In the not-so-distant future, a young visionary entrepreneur will spot these three shells while snorkeling and revolutionize after-toilet care. While they appreciate human sacrifices, the eldritch gods of yore are seldom enthused about being summoned to Port Clovis. This trimaran, like many before it, was lost in its journey to the mythological dry land. was discovered that their Stonehenge replica was astronomically misaligned. Enraged Port Clovians threw it in the ocean. There is a very real risk of drowning while surfing, but at least you'll leave behind. Beach erosion can be harmful for ecosystems by changing habitat conditions for such local fauna as seals, sea turtles, birds, and fish. Blah, blah, blah. Late-stage capitalism. To catch a shark, one must be as quick as a shark. The idea that shorelines belong to the public comes from Roman Emperor Justinian, but only because he wasn't able to consult with the Association of Resort Developers and eternally wise lobbyists. As a result of industrial pollution and sewage wastewater, Dead Horse Lake was designated a Superfund site in 1996. As with many social movements, the annual Driftwood Man Festival purports to foster progressive change, but it's really just an excuse for hippies to flout public nudity laws. The spring of '73 was a magical time in Port Clovis, when local favorite Trash Talk placed 20th in the Derby, and the city placed first in the country for petty theft. This shark is a sort of super scavenger, completely lacking in what may be called dietary discrimination. While most know him as the friendly face of Captain Winky's Fish and Chips, in real life, the pirate was a genocidal monster who murdered and enslaved thousands. Until local police departments settle a dispute over jurisdiction, these two remain a popular attraction for selfie-seeking snorkelers. Once more, the shark turns back to this place of centered calm. The artist spent 16 years building this sculpture out of trash pulled from the lake, only to have it thrown back in the lake by intoxicated locals. These scavengers of the sea are vital in cleaning the ocean floors of edible and semi-edible detritus. Protein caches like this one are a convenient and tasty way for sharks to increase their protein intake. Several grouper have made a home near the retired nuclear cooling towers. This is a great opportunity for the shark to test the theory that exposure to gamma rays gives you superpowers. We appreciate the grant from Sunshine Solutions that made this show possible. We'd also like to remind viewers that mass cloning and gene editing for today's military is safer than ever. Fish higher on the food chain are more mobile, able to traverse a variety of waters. In the kill or be killed world of the sea, performance-enhancing mutagens provide benefits that could mean the difference between life and death. The threats to our oceans seem overwhelming, but by working together now, we can ensure that future generations always have a place to dump their old tires. A shark attack can seem senseless, as if the animal were programmed to kill and nothing more. Port Clovis's most disreputable...
Kinda regular there, Flamingo Joe's. He decides it. Tourist trap. But it's the only place to get a decent sense record don't have me on their do not serve list.
The Scourge of the Swampland, Bayou Willie.
Shark!
Despite Port Clovis's best efforts, the aquatic beast refuses to be tamed. Clovis locals seldom miss an opportunity to indulge in mindless, gratuitous slaughter. Shark hunters kill for the same reason we all do, to feel complete. The bartender life ender, Bobby Bojangles.
We got a shark we need to put down.
Only time will tell whether government actions can diminish Port Clovis's reputation as a shark attack hotspot. Bitter feuds and quasi-legal get-rich-quick schemes set aside for now, the shark hunters had to work. The shark's life expectancy is at half, thanks to its lifestyle choices and risky behavior. blood, fish slime, or other fish offal. The savage shrimper, Pookie Paul.
To the front!
Despite increased aerial surveillance, confidence amongst tourists and locals alike is far from buoyant.
This one's bad for her.
Grouper feeding makes for a fascinating, if not slightly nauseating spectacle. I would like to assure the Antolini crime family that this footage will in no way be used in the final edit of our program. Handyman special overlooking breathtaking panoramic lake views. Open living with vintage appeal. Call Deborah. Nowhere is the irreversible degradation of the natural environment more on display than Dead Horse Lake. The needle-toothed nightmare, the Barracuda. Barracuda, while most recognize it as the title of a classic rock radio station. Environmental degradation is a novel driver for conflicts of all varieties. Sophisticated wildlife management.
I'm not an ornithologist, but I think it's probably a bad idea to get in the middle of flamingos' natural migration cycles. Just saying.
Cultural traditions, the shark is seen as a protector of sailors lost at sea, which, of course, Port Clovis is thoroughly energized by the shark menace. the fishing phenom, Candyman Curtis. Throwing caution to the wind, the big fish escalates its battle against port floats. Most shark hunters have close friends or family members who have been eaten or have eaten by sharks. Time is running out for our shark. Hunters are on the water bringing their explosives and port impulse control with them. The Hoosier hotshot, Ensign Tyler Dixon.
Shark fin sighted.
The Marine Predator displays little caution as the situation further escalates. Shark hunters stalk their prey, fully aware of the grisly horrors that await them on a single visit.
Got a shark that needs to be down.
Yeah, a breeze would be nice.
She's close.
A school of barracuda frequents the waters around Trash Island, where they enjoy a steady diet of hypodermic needles and used pregnancy tests.
Don't think we're gonna make any more headway.
Back on board the Cajun. Just like Kyle LeBlanc, our young bull is the inheritor of a long family tradition, struggling to find her place in the room. Know every nook and cranny of the swamp. The shark is now an adult, and she should probably spend less, save more, and start researching indexed mutual funds. avoid starvation, a shark must always be ready to pursue and attack. Bull shark is an animal of broad dietary proclivities. Despite the catfish's highly developed auditory system, lab tests revealed they still prefer CDs over vinyl. The Bayou Brawler, the American alligator. Rosie has been a star in Big B's Bayou Buddy stunt show, but our shark is far too young to appreciate Rosie's classic brand of celebrity. New USGA Rule 4.182 might have saved these damaged clubs from abandonment. The appetite of this shark is nearly insatiable. Nothing gets a kingfish in the mood quite like watching a 73-year-old hit a double bogey. The fact that they've turned the waters off Baton Tordu into a spawning ground attests to their love of seniors golf. Hockey sticks are still legal according to Baton Tordu course rules, but not for long if membership director Doug Thompson has anything to say about it. The predatory scavenger is often quite content to dine on whatever wastes fall to the ocean floor. The bull shark is able to attain larger maximal sizes through selective feeding. This instantized protein makes a great between-meal supplement, giving the shark the energy she needs to put on serious mass. The shark isn't hunt with an angry bull shark loose. Local hunters are forced to post bail and shrug off last night's hangover so they can take to the water.
Sharkfin traders come every year to Baton Tordu, because what other way is there to celebrate killing beautiful animals for tasteless, nutritionless body parts than a $450 round price?
this Mako from Sri Lanka and train it to guard their community? Not likely, but let's pretend they did, as it makes for a more interesting storyline. The bull shark demonstrates the importance of getting enough minerals in her diet. The battle is over, but the war goes on. The bull shark is known to be a voracious, if hardly discriminating, eater. Does look inviting, but according to the most recent study, the sand here contains dangerously high concentrations of fecal random mutations aren't random. They require large amounts of mutagens as a catalyst. The Sultan of Speed, the Mako. The Mako is known as the peregrine falcon of sharks. But as the peregrine is a land-based bird, this designation means nothing to the Mako. Shark is never one to pass up a fat fiesta. Bull sharks have a habit of gobbling up anything that finds its way into the water. Pride in boat ownership manifests itself in a variety of ways here in Port Locals. Homeless and itinerant hobos will work for a living. They are not to be confused with bums who are sedentary and refuse to work. Like my son Jim. There's no such thing as a recession-proof business, except for the frozen banana stand. Whether boom or bust, the demand for reliable, quality frozen bananas remains a constant. Goaded by lusty appetites, the shark's sole aim is to eat and evolve. From the moment she's born, the shark's cold, expressionless eyes are constantly on the watch for food. The depths of the grotto enables the shark to approach the world with greater confidence and effectiveness. As is well known, volleyballs make way better friends than soccer balls, who will stab you in the back the first chance they get. An insatiable fish, the bull shark is 9/10 appetite. Founder of America's largest shark finning enterprise, Mama Maybelle Bryant has collected quite a fleet of recreational boats. Her fail sons, Randall and Tyson, can often be spotted piloting them around Sapphire Bay. It's difficult to say what just happened, as I was busy playing Candy Crush on my phone. The profusion of parrotfish here have kept Sapphire Bay's local hammerhead healthy and strange. Traveling around, we are constantly reminded of how the third iteration of Pier 1 famously collapsed on the day it received historic landmark designation. If only someone had done their 6th grade reading assignment, perhaps this tragedy would have been avoided. Like most American cities, the founders of Port Clovis were Freemasons, and probably Illuminati, who congregated in secret UFO bases to perform Luciferian blood rituals. Sharks' propensity to clear the ocean of its assorted detritus is one of their most valuable functions. The rapacious rover is always swimming, searching for anything to satisfy the gluttony that is their defining trait. Believe it or not, people paid over $12,000 to sleep in these tents and listen to Swedish DJs for an entire weekend. The sea wolf remains acutely aware of anything that might constitute food. This protein supplement has 0 additives. The evolutionary anomaly, the hammerhead. sector has experienced significant growth, leaving a lot of local openings for amusement ride operators.
Take Kyle to the cockpit, and it wasn't nothing but an itty-bitty boy. The fact that he was afraid of that Ferris wheel should have told me he wasn't never gonna be no shark.
Long a haven for small government ideologues, Port Clovis prides itself in its lax amusement park safety standards. Shark try. Humans' attention spans are short. They've already forgotten about the shark and her many crimes, so thus ends the bounty.
That's the one what took my hand, all right. Get yourself ready, boy. Now we play with power. Y'all working my last nerve, Curly. This girl's a crafty monster. Beaucoup fussy, ain't you? Run fire, what's inevitable? Need reinforcements! Don't try gas now! That cage cost me $3,000. C'est ça, couillon! Wanna make a coubillon out of you!
Scaly Pete.
Suit up, divers!
As is the trend in other coastal towns, long stretches of Port Clovis's shoreline are now the exclusive domain of the wealthy. The shark uses lipids from high-fat fare like this to help fuel her reign of terror. Predators most often select and strike a single prey at a time. Mutagen 23 is certainly heating up the evolutionary arms race. Fostering a balanced ecosystem is a complex and multifaceted process. What harm could arise from killing a bunch of seals? So begins another reckless campaign of extermination.
29 days, Prosperity Sands ain't had no shark attacks. You can take complete for them. Prosperity Sands sure ain't.
This is anticlimactic.
Supercharged with gene-altering mutagens, the shark now has an asymmetric edge on the competition. Some sharks are scavengers, indiscriminately consuming anything that's vaguely edible.
Right?
It seems Port Clovis has forgotten all about its rogue shark. Given the number of people who frequent the beach, it can be rationally assumed that a little human urine finds its way to the sea. There would have been more protests surrounding Prosperity Sands were not the public already so numb about ecological concerns in general. Shark's life, it will ingest quite a broad assortment of flotsam and jetsam. Hunger is a driving force for the bull shark. Along Blanchard County's 78-mile coastline, there are 35 miles of sandy beach, only 6 of which aren't owned by resorts, individuals, or homeowners associations. Emperor of the Deep, the Great White. Is often referred to as the king of the ocean, which gives it a skewed understanding of the role of a monarch in modern society. Even for sharks, it's important to create personal time for sober self-reflection. After losing to King Crush in the 2011 Monster Mania semifinals, Big Fin stepped away from the limelight for a simpler, more natural way of life. Not really a gourmand, the bull shark can eat just about anything. Of stuff will end up in the stomachs of sharks. Sea turtle numbers have exploded. Bad news for seagrass, great news for orcas who enjoy torturing and eating them. Shockingly, this was only Alex's second worst birthday. If you're like me, you're probably wondering what their secret is for such durable papier-mâché. Recently, Port Clovis has gained a reputation for its derivative, politically... Caviar Key provides a scenic setting for humanity's destructive impact on the natural world. Shark is a sort of super scavenger, completely lacking in what may be called dietary discrimination. The white and black attack, the orca. Scavengers of the sea are vital in cleaning the ocean floors of edible and semi-edible detritus. Orcas do enjoy playing with toys, but not half as much as a day-old seal girl. To trap its prey. For context regarding the scale, orcas, once the featured attraction at marine mammal parks, now have a new favorite trick, killing things. danger on the water for shark hunters? Determined processors. Their boats laden with bench warrants and methamphetamines.
I catch 3 of them killer whales, they got their fish nets. You could say I got a real keen eye for talent. Oh, the wheelers really gotta work on those side areas.
Digest this nice person. Sure, it would be more practical simply to close the beaches. But why do that? You can just set loose a gang of amphetamine-fueled criminals with guns. The corn-fed Colossus, Butcher Boy Brady. This latest cycle of attacks will certainly be among the most infamous chapters in the long, troubled history of human-shark relations. Port Clovis City Council never misses an opportunity for cross-franchise. Fish fingers, Casanita just wants her favorite comfort food, raw shark liver. Each year, North American offshore drilling rigs leak about 880,000 gallons of oil into the sea, leaving it for marine water. The piece of the grotto enables the shark to approach the world with greater confidence and effectiveness. A great way to discourage museum attendance is to put your museum underwater. Protein caches like this one are a convenient and tasty way for sharks to increase their protein intake. Anyone who has delved into the stomach contents of a shark is acutely aware that they'll eat just about anything. Even the self-driving technology of Gazorpazorp is not without its reliability concerns. mostly consists of hammerhead sharks. With 20... The underwater world is a fantasia, bustling with color and joy. In the kill or be killed world of the sea, performance-enhancing mutagens provide benefits that could be the difference between life and death. The force of a tailwind can be so powerful that it's rich water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. Predator demonstrates how they've survived since the Devonian period.
Some real bad fish kills because of these oil tankers spinning. But it brings a lot of money into the economy. Can't argue with that.
A bull shark is an animal of broad dietary proclivities. Port Clovis has long been a popular dumping ground for the military, thanks to its lenient regulations and low tipping fees. The appetite of this shark is nearly insatiable.
I said Captain Blighty sunk his treasure somewhere around here. Funding a diving expedition every year for 10 years and I ain't found it yet.
Sometimes even sharks just need to dirty bone. The predatory scavenger is often quite content to dine on whatever wastes fall to the ocean floor. Humans have seen less than 5% of our oceans, which means there's still plenty of treasure out there for everybody. cetacean assassin, the sperm whale. In Hawaii, the hammerhead is revered as a protector of birds. Back in the good old days, the world practically ran on sperm whale oil. Sure, we could avoid catastrophic risks for future generations, but then we couldn't have 4x4 pickups with 5.7-liter V8 engines. Pete has built an impressive battleship, but will it be enough to endure the prehistoric might of a mega shark?
Hello there, girlie. As you can see, I came prepared today. I'ma fix you up real, Birdie. Bet you didn't think I had torpedoes. Get that thing back online. This turned into a real knockdown dragon. Look at the size of her. Need reinforcements. Don't drag ass now. We back on. Y'all gonna look so good landing on my wall. There we. Look at the size of her. We really getting bored now. Somebody get down.
Regarding these spills, I'm proposing complicity on the part of Mayor Wade Hibbert. You see, Hibbert owns 50 shares in Schlumberger, who's owned by Exicon, who are partners with Saxwell Gold in Varcon, the manufacturer of oil dispersant emulsifex. Therefore, Hibbert made... Judging by the bull's behavior, she smells a new creature. If it threatens her apex status, a heated confrontation is inevitable. The predator must act quickly, lest she lose the scent of her prey. Perhaps she's caught scent of Jormungandr, the world-encircling sea serpent of Norse legend. What admirable hustle! The creature has disappeared, probably whisked away by a government boat, lest we capture the beast on board. The Dread Fleet set sail to claim its watery empire. Whatever it is the shark caught scent of, the secretive Black Ops unit conspicuously called NWO has captured it. What might be their nefarious plans? The markings on this satellite suggest that it belongs to Site P, a top-secret military compound, and perhaps the home base of these NWO troops. Unfortunately, I suspect there's more where that came from. You could chalk up 23 oil spills in the last 5 years to incompetence, sure. But I think you should open your minds to the idea that these were planned events. This is the Plover Island Complex, commonly referred to as Site P. Whatever bizarre and dark depravity lurks within its bowels, we're about to find out. If only, like this shark, we too rebel against the alien threat, we can reawaken humankind and revive the Atlantean Golden Age. Here again appear the great galleons of the global conspiratorial elite. The big fish seek shelter as the NWO shock troops assemble. This satellite is but one of millions in the villainous cabal's interstellar quantum communications. Track that. Anticipating a reprisal, the Predator flees. The NWO is still in hot pursuit. Must be cunning, because unlike her pursuers, she doesn't have a 5,000 horsepower engine. only be captured with the best professional-grade Swedish drone cameras. She successfully evaded the New World shock troops, at least for the time being. Government-suppressed free energy source, the electric Great White. The big fish resists the Babylonian Brotherhood and their conspiratorial aims. Was clearly in the pocket of the Mexican consulate. The shark decides to nourish herself on the local farm, for this one can't be won on an empty stomach. I started this channel 6 months ago, only to be met with personal attacks by uninformed citizens like Bong Lord 69, who commented, "What a dumb A-word, F-word, piece of S-word." Continue. The shark refuses to subjugate herself to the insectoid's will, and thus is targeted harder than what she's already witnessed. The predator lashes out against the Illuminist group's deceitful agenda. I must warn you that as we venture further into the heart of darkness, you may be shocked by the atrocities unfolding before you. The diabolical powers recongregate to perform vile acts of supreme debauchery. Project graduate, the Shadow Worker. Coincidentally, Shadow Worker was also the name of a CIA-funded covert op to overthrow the Grand Duke of Luxembourg. This was all funded with the government's black budget, a secretive fund that garners 33% of the United States GNP. The shark struggles to disentangle the Illuminist's web of fabrication and untruth. The shadowy cabal despises them for her independence of mind and spirit. shark has taken a keen interest in electrical transformers. That transformer must have been powering NASA's insidious Project Bluebeam. But how did the shark know? The explosion has drawn unwanted attention. The patriotic Piscus must be swift to avoid capture. NWO doggedly pursues the fleeing predator. I haven't seen a fish this wily since Babe Winkleman tried to catch that pike in northwestern Ontario. The bull's olfactory center registers the sweet smell of freedom. Don't want to alarm you, but I have reason to believe I'm being spied on by the Pakistani government. Just an update. I performed my own technical surveillance countermeasures and didn't find any bugs, hidden cameras, or GPS trackers. Yet.
I spy with my little eye. Nothing.
Project Sunshine side effect. The bone sperm whale.
There's nothing wrong with my vision.
This is not the whale insurrection is happening, and it's happening now. Love books but don't love to read? Autolist.com has over 150,000 titles you can start listening to today. Like Cynthia Todd's Program to Kill, Video Games and Violence. Our extraterrestrial overlords retaliate out of fear of exposure. These insectoids masquerading as men want to annihilate the world as we know it. Hardcore intergenerational Satanist TJ Toffler. To the sinking of the Lusitania was a false flag. But this is not a false flag. I repeat, this is not a false flag. The New World Order has begun to amass its forces. degree, York Wright Mason, Ron Honeywell. The shark won't rest until she reaches out hands and straight the Masonic forces will stop at nothing to maintain power. Grand Druid High Priestess Jocelyn Sundin. Sailor by sailor, the shark rends asunder the Illuminati's monstrous web of These are dark actors playing dark games, and they don't appreciate anyone attempting to foil their diabolical schemes. Fourth-dimensional insectoid shapeshifter, Vic Mandrake. Sadistic evildoers have set sail, gleefully ready to commit heinous crimes from the decks of their warships. Revolutionary fervor of these demon-infested men. Masonic bringing all their weapons. Maximal sizes through selected features. The Dark Brotherhood will carry out their global coup d'etat by any means they deem mother of harlots and abominations, Barbara Terra Nova.
This is nothing new. Wildlife operation can't handle.
The bioweapon has reached America's shores, perhaps having already unleashed a rapid viral agent upon the citizenry. Now, the NWO will hold the country ransom. All these recent oil spills are merely contrived events designed to cripple the Gulf's fishing industry. This could be the bioweapon's doing, sure. But first, perhaps I should consult my friend, a world-renowned expert on the subject of ancient giants. The bioweapon appears determined to disperse its infectious bodily fluids anywhere and everywhere. Apropos of nothing, I'd just like to say that the Warren Commission was a total farce. What are these? My guess is powerful influencing machines, designed to make us hate America and love India. Love books, but don't love to read? Autolist.com has over 150,000 titles you can start listening to today. Like Fred Dobbs's Straight to the Point, the moral case for anal impalement. Operation Garden Plot was just the beginning. The Rex 84 program is underway. The insectoids are rounding us up for their re-education camps. It's remarkable how quickly Portlovis kids are armed as a name of a murderous.
Sapphire Bay, like yesterday. Got something out there raising a ruckus. Let's move!
This may look like a friendly local bait shop, but it's actually a satanic temple of death, terror, and animal sacrifice. Atomic Energy Commission project, the irradiated electric great white. The insectoids, it seems, have allies even within the underwater domain. NWO despots have made clear their intention to overthrow private property. Extrajudicial killings of all owners of homes with a second bathroom are right around the corner. Mark my words. A DHS source told me that Flamingo Joe's will shortly be converted into a corpse processing facility.
Hell, I don't know. Maybe she's scared of us.
More of these machines dispersing mental poison from hell, creating a lumpen mass of propaganda-drugged Americans who'd rather watch Aubrey Dominique take the Cocoa Pop Challenge than read the Constitution. Port Clovis is a powerful energy vortex, sacred to the insectoids for its high concentrations of caffeine, taurine, and high fructose corn syrup. So many sheeple going about their daily... The NWO's hatred of free markets and affordable consumer goods has truly reached its apotheosis. And now a dangerous army of lawless. This is just the beginning. Next comes the countrywide search and seizure of our weapons, gold stores, and freeze-dried beef stroganoff. Intimidated, what happens inside these gated communities? 2 words: sex cults. It appears that the bioweapon is not only carrying a viral agent, but the HPV vaccine as well. The beast of the bottomless pit, Moloch. physical matter. So maybe, if we all focus our minds on the destruction of this unholy weapon, it will happen. The shark must do all it can to defend the ocean domain from insectoid interlopers. The sperm whales are coming, and they... Like heroic Neo, the shark has freed us from the Matrix. Now, we can unplug from the metal coils that once enslaved us, leave our mechanical caves, and greet this new dawn of truth.